We are back at it. It is a Monday, 6 p.m. Normally it's 4 p.m., but 6 p.m. this eve. It's Dilly Dave here, hanging out to get grounded with my man, the every man's every man, the malleable and valuable, lyrical and literal Ruben, aka Maadstork. How you doing, my dude?
Dave Jelly, good to
Well,
see you, buddy.
it is good to see, as pixelated as it is, it will do. The resolution is of a high enough fidelity for me.
Am I pixelated?
No, you actually look very clean. I'm just talking about, even 720p isn't, everything we'd want it to
It's
be.
the, it's the world we live in, and hopefully for not much longer. Um, I've just come out of quarantine today after a week. On the 27th of September, I was working with someone with COVID-19, and then on
Yes.
Monday, the 4th, I was then told I was like, because I forgot, and then they were like, "Oh, you were actually close, like next to them." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so they're like, "You've got to quarantine for 2 weeks from the 27th."
Damn.
So I've been just locked in my house, my two-bedroom flat for a week. So it hasn't been that bad. But I haven't got COVID. I never got COVID. So I mean, I don't care if anyone's an anti-vaxxer or whatever, like whatever you're into, but like I
Whatever
was
you're into.
vaccinated and I'm not sick and I didn't get sick. So
There you go.
at
Could
least at
be,
least it works.
yeah, it could be a statement, could not be a statement. I know you prefer to be neutral in the positioning of, what's happening at the moment. And
I've got friends who've got the vaccine and I've got friends that probably won't get it.
yeah, same. Similar.
And I can't wait to hang out with both of them.
Yeah.
All of them,
Well, yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
Yeah,
So that's my stance.
there we go. I like it. It's a beautiful stance, man. That what a way to get grounded. You're here to share the ground with all of the people. Well, a good amount of the people, some good people. But before
But
we before we get truly
what's that?
grounded, though, Ruben, there are some housekeeping and some things that I like to do with the show before we do the deep dive. So you're going to have to take a little bit of a back seat and just maybe be a bit more of an observer. There might be opportunities to pipe in, but it's a low percentage chance. So bear with me while we get to it. A great way to get grounded is to acknowledge the sacred ground that we are recording, streaming, going live on, living on. So for myself, and I think Ruben as well, it's a combination of the Boonwurrung and the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We're the traditional custodians of the land that we're hanging out on right now. So just like to acknowledge elders, past, present, emerging. Acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded of this land. And I guess the way that I deal with this is to really kind of hold gratitude for being able to be on it and just trying to keep in tune with things. Hey, Ruben. Beautiful. Aside from that, I like the fact that you muted yourself. My God, you're a pro at this. I really appreciate that. Huge moves.
Thanks for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, no, of course. Of course. Also with this show, I don't know, this could be the first time you're dropping in. What is this thing? What is grounded? Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm just touching base with, a bunch of artists that I know, but then also kind of know, and then also don't know, but want to know. Just having chats with them about the craft and having more laughs than actually talking about the craft generally, sharing some good music. And so, what I've got as a part of this show is kind of two main segments that generally happen towards the end, which is I'm creating this digital map in Photoshop at the moment, putting different artists on the map. So every episode we'll kind of get an artist, whether it's an MC or producer or whomever, on the map. And then also attached to that is this Spotify list or playlist, that I should say. The link for that is in the little box with all the different links for everything. that Spotify list currently has over 5 hours worth of music for local artists of the area, and it's quite the build up. It's quite the playlist. It's got everything you need if you're chasing hip hop and similar sounds in Melbourne and Melbourne adjacent. Um, yes, it is very worthwhile. The last thing before you never have to mute yourself again, Ruben, is we have our first sponsor, and it's local and it's lovely. This human is also known as Wrath, and he's a producer, engineer, MC, all of the above, a graphic designer. Currently, he's offering $150 mix and masters, $150 mix and master service. So, I've got a QR code up here on the screen, and I'll keep it up on the screen here. And essentially, all you have to do is scan it. You'll get you go to his contact page, and yeah, if you need anything, you don't have to be based in Melbourne. He works remotely. He's a boss. He's a genius. He's one of us. And that's a damn good way to get grounded. Ruben, please unmute yourself. We're back at it.
Back at it. The back of the paddock.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Is that too much? I mean, how do we do these things live? Is this a reasonable approach to trying to set up a live stream in a show?
I think you nailed it. I feel like I'm in your kind of bird's nest, just
Yeah,
kicking back, you know?
absolutely. Just picking at some worms out here.
Exactly. Always a few worms.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's
I've never had worms actually.
I don't probably as a child I may probably have nibbled on one. Probably gave it a try.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think there are more or less worms in the world at the moment compared to, let's say, 200 years ago? More or less worms.
Well, I'm so glad we're having this conversation. Well, I mean, there's less natural land, so I guess there would be less worms because
Right.
there's more concrete and there's less soil.
Yes.
But then, you've got a lot of hipsters and worm farms.
Yeah.
So,
Trying to make a bit of a
you know,
comeback there.
so I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to get a beehive, but I live at the bottom of like a unit. I don't have an outdoor space. My house is quite ghetto. It's not even really a house. So there's actually no room to have a beehive.
Yeah, you'd have to put the beehive in your room. Would be the only place to put it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Honey just for you. Sounds great.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about already.
That's good. I want you to feel a sense of directionlessness and just kind of embrace that as we plummet towards the eventual concrete that has been paved over all of our worm friends.
I had two coffees this morning and I was kind of dancing around after having the first one. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm out of quarantine. I'm going to go for a run. Awesome. I was like, I definitely don't need another coffee. No way. Made another coffee, had it, and I've just been like all day. And now I'm just slowly coming back down to earth.
The decline of the caffeine is fucking real. I'll tell you that much. Not too many things. Actually, no. I mean, sugar definitely hits harder, but yeah, I mean, post coffee can be a real tragedy.
I was going to ask, I don't know if this is legal, but have
Okay.
you ever done the stone before?
The stone.
This stoned, like being stoned and doing Twitch.
Um. I could have been. Could have
Yeah,
been.
yeah, fair enough.
Why do you think I am currently? Is that what you're alluding to? You're trying to out me or something? It's
No,
pretty.
no,
It's,
no. I
it's
was
pretty
just
rough.
curious.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is all about conversation, right? And it certainly can be a helpful tool for that, but it doesn't always serve you. I guess especially when you're talking to new people, um, can work a bit more when things are a bit more familiar. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But that's anyway.
But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Shout out to mum.
Do you ever? Oh yeah. Hey, mum.
Talk to me. Do I ever?
Like play games and go on Twitch.
That was almost the original, and that was the initial idea. Was to like just go on and play World of Warcraft or Smite or whatever game and sink more hours, have another reason to play games, another excuse to play games. But I decided that, at least starting to do this and then maybe from time to time having a bit of gaming here and there might be a good combination. I mean, this for me is like it's very useful, it's very valuable. It's also, yeah, I mean, it ticks many boxes that I would want the internet to tick for me.
Totally, totally. Yeah, nice one, man. How have you been, by the way?
You know, um, isolated, just another avatar faded, no connection, just jaded. Yo, hey, I'm just jaded. I guess at this point.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I stopped watching the news. It's probably been about I don't know 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, I think same on this end, or at least months for sure.
and I don't really know what's going on. I can imagine it's just the same as what it was about 8 weeks ago. Um, so like when I have these conversations, I start asking people about like what's happening in the world, and I'm like, are we out of
Mm.
lockdown yet? Can we go and do normal shit? But obviously we're not. By that little song you just sung me,
Uh-huh.
which was
Correct.
beautiful, by the way.
You're most welcome.
Um, so yeah, so anything else, I don't really care
It's
about.
it's I mean, it's frustrating. Like there's just a huge wall and barrier in the front of so many things that, you know, we, could be doing. Um yeah, and then like the balance of like, being employed but not being able to do the thing because of all of it. And yeah, I mean, just really questioning everything all the time. Um going from being like, being extremely blissfully ignorant while pursuing some fun stuff to being like, um, I guess just like, not stress induced, but just like, hopeless induced dark spiral, that just normally takes the morning to get you out of.
Yeah, that's rough, man. I know. I think I know what you're saying. That's obviously why you have two coffees in the morning, because you might wake up, you feel like you're under the ocean or a dark spiral.
Yeah,
You have two coffees, you feel like you're at a rave on a dance floor.
e-
Then
exactly.
you kind of feel pretty mellow in the afternoon. Yeah, it's been tough. I lost quite a bit of work lately,
Mm,
and I don't have like any sick leave, and I don't really want to use my like a little bit of annual leave I've got just to sit at home.
yeah, no, that's,
So I
ugh.
yeah.
Please continue with the thought.
Well, I was just gonna say I did the most Australian thing I've ever done since I've been here for like 10 years or more, much longer now I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I called Centrelink,
Fucking got to do it, mate. Got to give him a
and
call.
I was like, wow. And I got this Kiwi guy,
Oh,
and I was like,
kia ora.
what are the chances? And so he could understand me as well, which is great. And then apparently he's just like, well, have you ever lived in Tasmania? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, we've got you here listed in Tasmania. And I'm like, wait, that's not right. And then I'm like, wait, my identity's been stolen. And I was like, and it was this weird conversation, but I was like, at least he's a Kiwi and he knows that I'm like not lying, because he can kind of tell, like
Right.
he just picks up on the vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I thought anyway. So he just like continued to like give me ideas of like what could have happened. And
So you're telling us
an
that
ex.
you've had your identity stolen, is that right?
You're not actually talking to Ruben right now.
Okay.
No.
I was wondering
Yeah,
about that.
I haven't been stolen. No, but an ex-girlfriend was like declared my income on their Centrelink like a long time ago, and then they moved to Tasmania, and I moved with them. And he's just like,
Oh
well, what's
no.
the address in Tasmania? And I'm like, pulling up Hobart on Google Maps, and I'm like, I don't know any of these fucking places. Like, I can't even guess a street or a suburb in Tasmania.
Jesus. What a
And
nightmare.
so yeah, so actually, even though that's the most Australian thing I've ever done, I've actually been with Centrelink a long time. I just never knew it.
You've been there. So have you been missing out on payments? Are you now eligible to kind of get a little drip drip? What's
No,
happening?
I'm not Australian, so I'm not eligible for anything. But there's
Right.
like a COVID payment
Right.
um,
Cool. Something.
that hopefully I'll get one day, but it's not likely that I don't know. I don't know. It's
I can
they were
only,
like, yeah, we
yeah.
can't give it to you today for X reasons. If this changes, basically, I never got a call from the health department that I had to quarantine. I was just told by the hotline and other people, but not officially from the health department. So until the health department finally calls me, even though I'm out now, and says you have to do that because of these reasons. Yeah. So whatever. I mean, I don't even care. I just was going through the motions.
Yeah.
It was a Wednesday. I wasn't working.
Going
I
through the
just enjoyed
motions
the
with Centrelink,
conversation,
right? Going through the
you
motions with
know?
Centrelink takes half a day.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, you know?
It's quite the experience. Yeah, I've been there, but I guess once you're in, generally things kind of took over. Um, yeah, what a nightmare! What a rough ride, man. I kind of hope that whatever needs to fall in place for you falls in place.
Yeah, honestly, I'm all good.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
all good.
Yeah.
Um, it was just, yeah, it's just you miss out on like a week's work or something like that, you know, and you're like, oh, cool, that's quite a chunk of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know,
Absolutely.
it's like I'd rather not lose that money if that's a possibility. If it's not a possibility, fine,
Right.
I'll get over it, but whatever.
You do what you can.
Yeah.
Good times, great classic hits. Talking about great classic hits. I can't see the email that you may or may not have sent to me. Did you just shoot me a link or?
Oh yeah, I just put it in the Discord
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So,
chat.
um, this is very brave of you. For the people who are watching, like anyone who gets put on the spot to be like, hey, you want to come on my show and show us all the stuff you've been working on? Um, that can be a bit confronting even for the best of us. Um, bless you for having the courage to stand up and share. Um, do you want to talk me through what you got up to recently and what we're about to listen to? You want to set it up a bit for us, my dude?
Yeah, well, basically, I was on the John this morning, and I was
Yeah.
playing Lemmings, you know, because this
Yeah.
has been the thing that I've done in quarantine. And then I get a message from you saying, "What are you up to?" Blah blah blah. And then I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come." And then I'm like, "Who was meant to be doing this? Who am I filling in for?" You know. I'm sure he's probably having someone famous on there, like Tony Hawk or someone like that, you know.
Right, exactly.
And you know, and then like I just like having a happy day. We do a sound check, you know, we're good friends, we're laughing, it's all
Yeah.
fun and games.
It was looking good, wasn't it?
It was looking good. I was in a much better mood than I am now, you know, like we had better conversations in the sound check. And then you
Yeah.
send me a message like at about quarter to well, I don't know what time it was, but I was busy doing shit. And so then at about quarter to six, because you're like, oh, if you've got any stuff you're working on, oh, do you want to send it through? And then I'm like, well, fuck. Now I feel obligated to, and and I'll be in a weird mood now, so I won't even be able to just talk smack. You know, like I usually just talk smack. So then I was like, fuck, stop what I was doing at 5:45. And then I started listening to some shit that I was recording today. And I was like, well, I don't, you know, I was like, well, maybe that thing or that thing. I was like, it's all so rough. So
Uh-huh.
then you call me at 6 o'clock and I'm still trying to like work out what to send you. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I'll just bounce this verse or two. So that's the story behind,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good day, good day, good day, good day. And then you asked me that question and then I'm like, oh, fuck.
Do you know what's really
But no,
fun?
it's still a good day.
I'm glad
It's
that you know you think it's still a good day. You know, I this isn't the first time I've done this to you in a sense. Last time we had a chat uh, on a Twitch stream. You just thought that I wanted to fucking have a powwow with you and just talk to my friend, but and then
I
I
thought you were
threw you
just
under the
calling me to hang
bus.
out. And I was like, I would absolutely love to hang out and let's just chat. And then you're like, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a live stream. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to be on the internet. You know, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, so I'm
I
starting to
mean,
learn.
I'm starting to learn too. What I'm gonna do is like plan a week ahead, give you all this time to do this, nice little bit of homework. But there is something to be said about the spontaneous element of it. Yeah.
It's kind of cool just throwing a verse together. Like it's just like, you know, one take. There's not, you know, there's no mixing or mastering. I don't even know how to do that.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's just like, you know, you and I would hang out like back in the day and just freestyle somewhere as well, you know? So it's just like,
Mm.
I don't know. There's no kind of, it's just, it is what it is, you know?
Well,
But,
I have a remedy for the lack of the freestyle thing. We can incorporate this within the show. Just have a little bit of beat, have a little bit of a play. We can definitely do this. I think that'd be great. But before we even think about that, let's play this beat that you've whipped up for us, which is wildly appreciated.
yeah, look, it's
Um,
just a couple of rough verses.
yeah, couple of rough verses. So open with iTunes. It'll just give me like, oh, all right. What was the just before we play it? What was the instrumental? Where'd you source a la beat?
Should we just leave that as it is, or
Okay, sure.
um? Oh, I mean, it's it's on the track.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Let me know if you can hear this. You should be able to hear this. Can you
Yeah, I
at
can
all?
hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope there's some vocal in there. I haven't even had a chance to listen to it.
Heavenly spread, ever ready, battery already dead. Pitter patter, sick of the same old chit chatter in bed. Climb the ladder and mind your dreaded head. Nintendo 64, hardcore Zelda in the shed. Can you swear any louder? Eating a clam chowder covered in talcum powder. Running on falcon power, squawk into the phone. On the way home for an hour, walking gets me in the zone until I mount in her flower. Hold the door, every day I'm closer to Mordor. The corporate matrix, fake tits and a raw jaw. Condoms literally litter the floor after we explore like blue bottle jellyfish washing up on the shore. Caffeinated all the way to be elevated every day. My girl drinks a latte, she thinks the same way. Otherwise it's like waking up to a bumper K. Bumper all the way to Monterey Bay Buffet. Yeah. She wants me to come over, flip the mattress, Trading my genetics for her, silicone and plastics.
Yes.
Casually cut cactus, kaleidoscopic graphics. I will survive as long as I can hide and write classics. Out for a ride, good time to be alive. Turning to the dark side, letting social slide. Tie-dyed, deep fried. Many have been denied because they can't get over their stupidity and pride. Jackie Chan's space program blew up like Shazam. I grew up like a rubber band man trying to expand. Pre-programmed for bass and slow jams. When I left her place, it was wet beavers and dams. My inbox is jammed with pornography. I need a detox from Botox, hottie, and a chiseled body. Homemade lobotomy, double pump the shoddy. I need a coffee, double strength with caramel toffee.
It's pretty much the conversation we were just having.
It literally was. It's good to know that you've kept true to where your head's at.
Which is funny. It's actually like all the things that you were saying, and then kind of all the things that I was saying. Yeah.
It literally all came together. I think that's what being in the moment's meant to be about, right? You know, just fucking, it's already there. The goods are already there. You don't need to hide it. You can just export it out quickly in a rush and send it to Dilly, and he'll put you on the spot every time, and never allow you to truly enjoy this show.
That's what I do, you know. That's how I just like find some beats, you know. So that's 1, 2. I bought that on Bandcamp last night. Like some German producer, and like this morning I was just feeling like pretty chill, I guess, at some point, and just put that on and played around with it a little bit. You know, I'm just in the process of doing like a whole lot of like little recordings like that, and then sending it to some friends to you know, make some songs basically. So that's just like kind of step 1.
Seed planting, yeah? We're talking seed planting.
Yeah, just going, okay, that kind of works, that doesn't work. Should we put a chorus in? You know, like, where do those lyrics fit? Where do the words fit? You know, there's another verse, but I didn't export it because it was a bit all over the place. That's
super fun, man. I really appreciate you sharing it. Honestly, I think it's great. It's fun. It's real. It's raw, and I feel like, you know, you're pretty much riding the beat. Yeah, it's nice. It's very just straight flow from the domey, you know. I imagine it'll take form in other ways, but yeah, you should be bloody wrapped with what it is.
Yeah, what do you reckon I should do with it? Another beat, maybe?
No. Well, you know,
I mean, it will be another beat eventually.
Yeah, you're going to end up recreating something similar to that. I think the vibe of the beat and everything is fun, and I think you meld, you know, or kind of pair with it nicely. It's in your realm of things that you can flow on well. And it's another one of those tracks that kind of force you to slow down a little bit. So I think that is kind of important as well. Big ups to Chunga Crew, for giving us a follow. Is that our bro? Chunga.
That is our bro.
Hey, there we go. Part of the Maadstork itself. How about it?
Big up. Thank you. My little brother. Yeah, he's super busy at the moment with uni and other things, you know.
Jack, I miss you. We had a handful of golden times, and then it was all taken away. Oh, you're I am. It is the poos. Yeah, I imagine it is the poos. Big ups to your brother for dropping in.
Yeah, he's writing an assignment at the moment on Little Nas X.
True.
Which is interesting.
There you go. I mean, that's really where it's at. I guess that's the content that really needs to be broken down, isn't it? You know, it's the really the creme de la creme.
A little bit different to what I'm doing, but you know,
a little bit different. It's all pop culture.
It is.
Cool. No, I think you're certainly on the right direction with that morsel, with that seed. So how often, like every week, how often are you dropping a little morsel, little verse, little crumb?
Like I'm working on music every day.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it takes a while to write a song, and then, you start out the start of the year and then you write some stuff and then you have a pandemic or a couple of lockdowns and then you could get the chance to go back to it and just keep working on it a bit more. And then I don't know, I try to write probably a new song, well, the start of a new song. I probably try and write a new song once a month,
Okay.
but which is not very often. Or it
And
might happen more than that, but it might take me a while to get it kind of working.
it's an
And
album a
at
year,
this,
right?
well, that's right. And at the same time, like I'll just be like practicing the other songs that I have,
Yeah.
which is still trying to get them to work as well. So it's a pretty slow process. But I'm pretty like I don't know. I'm kind of happy with how things sound in general for the first take, which
Mm.
is a better place than I was this time last year or the
Mm.
year before or at the start of the year. Because like now I kind of just write the lyrics. I might try it over a beat. Maybe it doesn't work over that beat for whatever reason. I'll find another beat, but I kind of know what I'm doing now. I have a couple of
Mm.
ideas on what I can do and I know how to do that now. It's just a matter of practicing and doing it. Whereas I think like 2 years ago, it was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep trying.
Right.
Um,
Now you're hitting the floor running in a way. You kind of
yeah, now I'm like, oh, cool. That sounds out or that sounds in. I know what to do to fix this, or that sounds great. I'll keep going with that or whatever. Um, and then, like it's just a matter of practicing your stuff to get it sounding like really tight.
Yeah.
Um,
I think when you're practicing other tracks as well, it definitely feeds into whatever else you're working on at that moment. And yeah, the more tracks and things you're practicing, it really all just starts gluing and growing.
yeah, yeah. It's sometimes I forget what song is what song though.
Oh yeah, I mean, how many times have you had that moment, like quarter or halfway through your set, and you're like, the track comes on, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you any of the lyrics of what's about to happen, and I don't have much time to figure it out.
I couldn't rehearse a song right now. I don't remember any songs. Um,
Right.
because because we've been in lockdown, I've gone cool. See you later, old stuff. I'll work on new stuff. And like I said, it's been this kind of beast that's kind of just kept growing, and I keep moving on to a new song or whatever, and then those new ones that are kind of becoming more the old ones now that no one's heard. That I'm just trying to, want to get made into tracks. There's quite a few. I don't remember. I couldn't just sit here and rap a song.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I wanna have like, I don't know how many I've got at the moment, but maybe a few more. And then I just want to like, just so I can nail them a cappella, you know.
yes, yes.
Um, a friend once said to me, he's like, Ruben, it's got to sound like music without music.
It's well said. I mean,
Um,
your voice is meant to be, a substitute for another instrument when you're doing the raps.
yeah, yeah. And so I think, and in this like stage of the my like creative process, it's not like, it's more like idea, recording it, cool, yeah, and like, we can be musical now because we've practiced for so long, but
Mm,
it's not like I couldn't walk away and just do all of this stuff a cappella that I've written down because fuck, I don't remember.
right.
I just don't know the material. So um
It's yeah,
so yeah.
for me the only way that I can stay kind of sharp with a certain percentage of my songs is that I make them accessible everywhere and I listen to my own shit potentially more than I should. I definitely listen to my shit more than anyone else's stuff. But going back to your process of having the idea, getting the thing, and then going to record, I think the shorter the gap between like the idea and the recording, even if it's like a rough initial thing, the shorter that gap is, the closer you're going to be able to get to that, you know, it being musical. Because once you're there with the nice mic and the headphones and everything's kind of happening and you're feeling it out, that's when you're going to be able to figure out how to kind of make it musical fast without it just being stuck in your head or on paper or in a Google Doc.
Yeah, I was this makes me think of something else. I like to be produced. Like I've got a friend in mind, and when I go to his house whenever we can, and we make some of this music, I really listen to him, and it takes me a while to want to listen to him because I'll be like, no, I want it this way. But you know, when someone kind of like goes, oh, I think you'd sound good like this, blah 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 blah, and then you give it a go and it does sound good, then
Right.
you obviously trust that person. And I really appreciate that because so yeah, I mean, I think like for me, having it all ready, so when you do get to that situation, you've got it all there, but it can be changed or produced however it needs to be. Um, yeah, yeah. But what I was going to say before was, oh, I mean, yeah. So when you write, do you always write to a beat, or do you write to many beats, or um,
I've found more recently than, 2 years ago, that if my track and my lyrics and the hook of the verse can be kind of interchangeable with a series of different beats or instrumentals, then that's certainly preferable, and that's like the ideal scenario. So
mm, mm,
so now when I'm writing stuff, I guess the process is, you start on one bit, you're like, yeah, it's a super vibe. This kind of gives you the initial foundation and feel of things, timing, speed, and maybe flavor. And then once you've kind of run out of writing juice to that beat and you kind of get bored of it, just find something similar, put it on, and then like keep it going. And depending on what you're listening to, your source, whether it's BeatStars or YouTube, the algorithm and the recommended, everything's there for you to go on, the rabbit, the rabbit hole needed or necessary to kind of write until you can't write any longer, and you don't get sick of the track and you don't get like detached from what you're writing to. And then in turn,
mm.
if that verse or hook or whatever fits on multiple tracks and you can do it to anything, that means that you can practice it or perform it anywhere, not over anything, but certainly more in that realm. So yeah, making songs maybe not just for that one track, being able to be more flexible in the way I would if I wanted to perform it, swap things in and out, more mashup. That's where
Yeah,
I'm
that's
following.
interesting you say that because I've heard you do some stuff a cappella, and I've been blown away. And uh, you've done this verse or song,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't quite remember, but it was something about like computer RAM, and it was like it was pretty techy. It was a little bit, I
I got
guess it
it.
was a bit geeky, but
I
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
actually think it was geeky, but I guess the content was probably a little bit geeky. But I was blown away because it sounded like music, but there was no beat,
Mm.
and you came across so confident as well, um, and I was like, oh wow, that's like just that's such an awesome verse or couple of verses.
I think that's another trick
Um,
as well. You've kind of caught me out. Being able to, just take a verse, a piece of writing, and, if it was initially a rap, go to a fucking open mic or a spoken word night and just try it as it is, just bare as hell, and you'll understand and kind of feel your way through it more because it's literally just the words, and yeah, you have to perform it more and make it more, I don't know, I guess songy. But
yeah,
I think I know the one you're talking about. I'd be happy to try and give it a whirl if you wanted me to.
yeah, I would love to hear it.
All right, cool. I think I got it. The name's Dilly D, and I'm not brand bias. I use AI as a magical stylus because I lust for machine contact. I even sleep with my iPad. That's a true fact. Lately, I've been dining on data, hanging from hard drives, feeding from SATA. I'm a node connector, positivity projector. When I train up hard, I'll be a nerd protector. But right now, I'm no Goku. In the corner of my room, I go, boo-hoo. Because I'm no better than your average rapper, average slapper, heads up NASA, I'm a space cadet with parking fines and debt. Do you have a spacecraft in which I can sublet? Is this a role-playing game or a first-person shooter? I'm suffering withdrawals from my computer. I love her hardware and what she wears. In case you care, there's no spyware upon my PC. Actually, I'm not so sure if it's a he or she, but it doesn't even really matter to me as long as the operating system's OG. The name's Dilly D and I'm brand bias. Yeah.
That was dope, man. That was awesome. That's exactly what it was. And I loved it the first time I heard it, and I think it's great now as well, and I love it now. Yeah. Yeah, well done for well, A, for writing that, and B, for remembering it. You know.
It's mad repetition. It's not like I have a innate skill for remembering shit. I can't remember song lyrics for most things. It's a real nightmare. But yeah, I just kind of drill it into myself. And it kind of, yeah, I think it's worth it, right? Like it's worth being able to pull that off.
Totally. I mean, it's like, you know, the kind of music that I listen to. Well, I mean, I listen to heaps of music, but I guess like the thing I love about rap music and good rappers or good like punk people or whatever, but that's probably a little bit different, or anyone who's good at what they do. It's really hard what they're doing, but they sound kind of relaxed and they just sound in control, you know, and like that's what we're all kind of aiming for all the time, I guess, when it comes to music.
I think one of the best ways to avoid stress is just good preparation, right? Like in all things. It's probably, and I would say that in most other aspects of my life, I'm not not that prepared. But when it comes to the performing stuff, I take it seriously enough.
Yeah, I take it. Yeah, I'm the same. I was going to say, like, another thing about writing, at the start of the year, MQ was just like, oh, what's your writing process? And he's just like, oh, I always write to beats. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to start doing that. I'm all over the place. And so then I start doing that. And it's great. And you're like, oh, cool. It's like so much easier.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe you're doing it without.
Yeah. But I don't always have a beat with me. You know, I might just be sitting on the sofa, or I might just be out for a run or whatever. You know, and so I do find there is a bit of freedom not having a beat as well. And especially if you start to, you know, I'm sure you're the same, but like I can start to recognize patterns that are probably going to work on a beat anyway. And I find, you know, there is that kind of creative freedom that you have. Because if you've got a beat on that's like 95 BPM, there's not much, like you might write to that, but like it probably will only work in that scenario almost.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, like it's going to have, I don't know, 8 or 11 syllables on the line, or maybe not even that many.
Right. It is. It's more restrictive than going out for a walk, run, or jog, and having this thing comes to you, and because like melodies and patterns are already kind of, you know, in the back of your head that you can pull upon, and you've gone through the writing process with many different beats, and you have your own known structures, like what is the typical Maadstork, syllable count or bar or whatever, And yeah, it is very freeing because that, if that stands alone by itself, then whatever you put with it, is just going to complement it. But if it's just stuck to that one beat or thing, then yeah, that it only serves its purpose there.
I think I couldn't write a hook without a beat though. Or I could write a hook, but it wouldn't work it might not work with the verse on that beat, because I think for
Right.
a hook, and I think it's the same as well, even if you've got great verses and a great song, and it's not going to go with any beat, Um, but I think with a hook, it is like I'm really copying the melody of the instrumental, and so then
Yes.
I mean, it's really setting up the whole thing.
Yeah, you're either
Um,
following it directly or complementing it or playing around it, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's all interchangeable, and how you do things. But I was just thinking about that today, actually. Like, I was like listening to something, and I was like, oh, I've written this for that beat. I need to go back to it and keep doing it. And I was like, I'm kind of tied to this thing, which is fine. But I was like, and some stuff I've just written on my phone,
Mm.
and then I've been like, okay, how do I attack this monster?
Yes, many ways
And
to attack and defeat a monster, isn't there, Ruben?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It certainly
I've
is.
used the word kraken, or the monster kraken, in two different verses in two different songs
That's
in
so.
lockdown. So
Do you know that's
that's
so
probably
funny,
where my
man?
head's at.
I in my most recent single, which is yet to be released, but I think we're looking at early November release for a new track called Creator, and I did put the Kraken line in there also. So it looks like we've
Nice.
been dipping from the same dark pool.
Yeah, yeah. Which yeah, what have you been listening to lately?
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously though. Actually, if you got do you have Spotify connected to your Discord by chance? Oh, this could probably be complicated. Trying to figure out the
No.
best way to. Maybe I can just share Spotify. That should be fine. Let's try this. Go live, go live. Oh, where are we? Here we are. I'll see if I can play something from Spotify. And just tell me if you can hear this. I'll play in 3, 2, 1. Yeah? Yay, nay?
No, no, nothing. No.
But you can see it on the screen, yeah? Of Discord?
No,
Okay. Oh, you can't?
I can't hear anything now.
Alright. I've been listening to a bunch of stuff, a whole lot of stuff on this, actually, pretty much this Spotify playlist that I've been working on for quite some time. Um, hmm. Probably couldn't show you directly through Discord. The only thing I could do is play stuff that I've got on iTunes, and one of the things I've got loaded up on iTunes is the EP that I've been working on.
Let's hear a song.
Okay, let's do it. So this is something that's been in the bank for about a year, coming back and forth and back and forth, and motivation and drive and lockdown and etc. But it's a 5-track EP. There's going to be like a bonus track that's kind of sets things up in a particular way, or or wraps it up maybe actually. It's going to be a blessing from the Milky Goddess. But outside of that, the EP is called The Milky Bar Kid, and yeah, it's about this journeying wordsmith who is kind of intergalactic, lands on a planet. He's kind of out to make a bit of a name for himself as a bar slinger. Yeah, so I guess I'm happy to play more than one track, but we should probably open with just the first track, which is Milky Bar Kid.
Yeah, let's start at the start.
Wrath on the production, the mixing and mastering, or the mixing at this point, I guess.
Who
It's
made
not
the beat?
Wrath. Oh my god. We recreated a beat that this track was initially for, but I mean he is leading the charge for sure, undoubtedly. All right.
He's a beast. He's an absolute beast, old Raph.
What he's done for me, what we've done together on this EP is just, I think it's kind of mind blowing. Anyway, I'm really speaking it up. Let's hear it, Milky Bar Kid.
I can't hear it.
Okay. Give me a tick. Let's see what we can do. Share screen, application, screens, application, iTunes. It worked before when I was playing your beat. That's so interesting. Let's try that again. So play yours. Is that coming through at all? No? Nothing?
No.
Hey. Heavenly spread ever ready.
What a disaster. Who would have thought this would happen? Who would have thought that this would happen live? There is one way to do it. You would have to open up this Twitch stream in another browser.
Let's do it. Send me the link in Discord.
Roger that. Roger that, my good dude. Thank you for your patience, everybody. You know I do what I can. I just do what I can. We hang with the Ruben. We give him what we need. He goes to Twitch page, watching the delay. You have been grounded. You have been grounded. Did that come through all right here, mate?
Yeah.
Cool. So I would, how to not hear. You can just mute me and the screens here in Discord, and then you can just listen in Twitch, and that will work.
All right.
Cool. I'll give you the thumbs up when I'm playing. All right, I'm going for the thumbs up now.
It's a Milky Bar Kid, putting bars in the fridge. Got a cool off when the kids bring the heat. It's a Milky Bar Kid, putting bars in the fridge. Got a cool off when the kids bring the heat. Ask to see most days, leave behind a moist stain. Yo, that's the mark of my name. Biblical, call me Dave. Take my name, go in vain. Come and drive in the lane. Yo, drunken bar still feels the pain. Could have been a Viking, but I am lame. You can take my ego, spread it on your toast. I just need to let it go, so one day you'll toast. Come and roast, come and play with your boy. It's the Milky Bar Kid, putting bars in the fridge. Gotta cool off when the kids bring the heat. Yo, it's the Milky Bar Kid, putting bars in the fridge. Gotta cool off when the kids bring the heat. When the kids bring the heat. Yeah, yeah. The kids bring the heat. Putting bars in the fridge. When the kids bring the heat.
There we go.
That was fucking rad, man. Was that just an intro? Was it the whole song?
That was the whole song, but yeah, it is an intro, and then it plays directly into the next one. And I think they are standalone tracks, but they kind of go together, you know. Yeah, so I'll play that. But yeah, please give me some reflection. Also, big ups to Samantha in the chat's giving me some claps. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great structure for an intro. Yeah, it sounds very pro, man. You sound great. Yeah, it's interesting. The production's obviously on point. Good structure. I feel like, you know, I'm on the start of a good journey. Yeah, I mean, I just want more, basically. I just want to
Cool.
keep listening to it.
It's a great setup.
Yeah.
And yeah, so let's do it again. You mute me here. I'll give you the thumbs up when I'm about to play. And let's do it. This next one is called Ain't From the Hood. And I guess it's quite obvious what that's all about. Let's rip it.
Ain't from the hood, ain't from the hood. Ain't Robin Hood, ain't Robin Hood. Yo, ain't from the hood, ain't from the hood. Ain't Robin Hood, ain't Robin Hood. No pretender or dark member, remembering dark happenings. I was a happy kid in my childhood. Protected, defended, and always making amends. Making the friends, tended the hearts, getting the feels right. Yeah, little bubble boy with a joy, not a play. That's the plight, just because of bitter. Having nothing tragic, no fanatic. Stretch down that Afghan palm trees, my true fan. Fan out my truth fame. Good bird is what we spread, man. Hey, we spread, man. I ain't from the hood, ain't from the hood. Ain't Robin Hood, ain't Robin Hood. Yo, ain't from the hood, ain't from the hood. Yo, ain't Robin Hood, ain't Robin Hood. Ain't Robin Hood. Ain't Robin Hood. Misappropriate. I'm just making mates. Hey, I just make it up.
There it is. Ain't From the Hood. You're still muted, but yeah, I saw amazing. Talk to me.
All right. Sorry, mate. That was amazing. There was a bit of a delay there.
That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, epic, man. Fucking great, like layering of your voice and like the repetition in your hooks. And they're quite. Is that how long was that track? 2 minutes?
No, I think they're both like about 130. What is that? It's like 122.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just little bangs.
Okay. Yeah.
Little...
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting length. It works like perfectly. But I did want more. You know what I mean?
That's good. No, that's fine. Because I'm happy to play one more track, which is a bit more of a full song, like, over 3 minutes, couple chunky verses.
Let's do
So this next one is called Around Me, and it features such a superstar, Amutha, who has lifted this track to God tier, I would say. I hate to say it, but she really took it all the way. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a meditation on Melbourne and the scene and the feels. So let's rip it.
Before you
Yeah,
start,
please. Yeah, anything. Talk to me.
you say this was written a year ago or 2 years ago, or
All of these tracks have kind of been in the works for a year. They were, they've been written over the space of a year. Yeah.
okay, cool. The space of this year, or
Well, they've kind of been prepared, like with the mixing and the kind of final bits and pieces, you know, and I mean, there's been so many things and trying to get people to feature and get things down, etc. Oh, it takes forever. So I've been sitting on this shit for a long time, in a sense. Rath and I have been shitting on this for quite some time. Yeah.
because you say it's about the scene, but the scene nowadays is well, take me back, or take me to the new scene, or take me wherever we're going. But
there's going to be this is going to actually kind of give you a nice little dip, and there'll be a couple references that you'll pick up on and enjoy. So let's do it. This one's called Around Me, featuring Amutha. Mute Me, Love Me. Let's get it.
take shots, throw the dice. Motto is all you can spare. Up when I'm puffing a spliff. Can I kick it? Yeah, I did. Now I'ma go make a hit. Comedy, tragedy, know that they laugh at me. I'm just like Socrates, most of them after me. Break the hypocrisy, don't play Monopoly. Live good, fuck properly. Don't fuck your friends with some property. Steady G, go seek a remedy. Nothing worth having is free. Under tree, meditate. Underground, hesitate. I just participate. For the love, not the hate. One with the union, the vibe. No gravity, yeah, we fly. Bird's eye, beautiful. Eat it up till we're full. Eyes in the sea like it's Baywatch. You can go choking your wristwatch. Get off the pipe, you just pissed off. Every other day, right off. Shooting clips for the scene. You can call me DOP. Couple call me Dilly D. Only rap for MCs. Running the gauntlet they test. I need a rest. Rose color with the lens. Shoot shit with the friends. Fitbit tracking trends. In the pocket, in the zone. Know that I live for the flow. Find balance when I can. Bring friends, call them fam. I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. Speaking some truth on the beat. Open the door to your mind. Find out that you were just limitless. Don't need a pill to tap into it. Go ahead and be living it. Giving relief to the people. I am just a gentleman. I don't have what it is, yeah. Too busy being a clown. Giving people some relief. Everybody gets down. They just need a lot more than me. Setting the bar real high. Don't need to get real high. Yes, being a bumpy ride. Poetry, help me slide. Taking a swing at the crease. Gotta run it in between. Melbourne, be the scene. Many littles in the world. I'm away for more biggies. Wait, they be round me. They be round me. They be round me. They be round me. Hey, 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 hey,
Yeah. Can you believe it?
That's a beautiful song, man. And that would be my favorite song of yours. I think it's a very honest song as well, you know. And it's nice to hear it, you know. And yeah, you've definitely like come into your own like musically and lyrically in that song. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Well done, man. It's a real Dave Dilly song, I reckon. You know, like it's really, it's like authentically you.
Yeah, oath, man.
Which is awesome. Yeah, well done.
I appreciate that. Every word that you said struck a chord with my heart. You know, I feel like crying because you're right. Like it was almost like I figured out a bunch of stuff, and you know, some things really clicked in that song. And you know, obviously without Wrath, you know, and Amutha, you know, it wouldn't have been this unbelievable level that it kind of got to. But yeah, I guess, you know, just really reflecting on myself and the scene and kind of where I see it all kind of fitting. Yeah, really opened up some shit. And this track, it was like the most recently written track in the EP, so it does stand out in terms of lyrically and how I've been able to figure out some stuff. You know, some of the other tracks, you could write them off as being pretty, you know, pretty easy and kind of chill on whatever, and that's super fine. They're not, you know, overly complicated or tricky or difficult, but I still think they certainly serve their purpose, not only in the EP, but a bop to perform live as well. But yeah, reach some new levels and shit on that track we just shared.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing it, man. I definitely appreciate that, and I know you you know, reasonably well, and I've obviously seen you perform a billion times. and
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard like all of your music
You have.
that's released,
Yeah.
and you know, and it's like something we all kind of are striving towards is you know, being authentic, finding our voice within this you know medium that we love and we want to use.
Mm.
um you know, and like I'm the same as you, man. Like I just like to write stuff and like to be a part of something, and you know, I've chosen rap music, um and so I write rap songs, you know.
I
um
hear you, bro. I fucking hear that.
but it's like I don't. I love heaps of music. Like, if I was going to play a song today, it would be Conway and West Side Gun. You know,
Mm.
that's gangster rap, and like,
Hey,
but that's not something that I'm going to be making. You know,
exactly.
um, you know, and I love, you know, I love like, yeah, heaps of music, but like, it's like finding the one that like works with you and is authentically you. And
Mm.
yeah, I think you've done that on that track. So
I appreciate
well
it.
done.
And honestly, like, many people, including yourself, are all definitely pieces of that puzzle. Whether it was just like moments shared, and we've had some brief escapades creatively, which we'll continue to pursue. But yeah, I mean, you've always struck me as being pretty incredibly authentic and um, not like disgustingly unapologetic or anything like that, but it's just like, no, this guy's got his own lane. He's, it's the same medium and form, but he's got his own approach, and he really is just kind of like trying to share as much of his mind and magic as possible. So, when I see that happen out and about, all, so many reasons for us to keep doing the thing.
Yeah, yeah, so true, so true. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a beautiful thing. Learning off each other and like watching each other, and this is like everyone in the scene, you know. And there's like, um, I guess the scene that we're into is quite large in Melbourne, and I think,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know all of, I don't know heaps of it really. I only know like a small slice, and then I know bits outside of it as well that I find really interesting, um, and that I'm quite happy to be a part of as well outside of hip hop, you know.
Yes.
Um, but you know, and then there's obviously like, you know, there's like a real like, you know, there's a strong hip hop scene in Melbourne, and like, you know, I think Vibe Union and what you guys are doing, you're creating your own scene. It's not like a hip hop thing so much, even though most of it is hip hop, but it's not like,
You're right.
um,
It's not tied to that. It's like adjacent
yeah,
and evolving, and like, oh, it kind of overlaps that space.
yeah, and I'm like very happy to be a part of that as well, because it's more like I don't know. It's when I like hear you guys on stage and stuff, and you know, I'm talking to you guys in the crowd and stuff, and like, oh, I'm like, this is really comfortable for me, and I feel really happy to be here, and you know, and it's all like a bunch of like-minded people as well. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, yeah. So that's really cool. Um,
I hear that. By
my
the
little
way,
brother.
shout it. Sorry, yeah, go on. Talk about Jack.
Oh no, no, you go. Do your shout out.
I was gonna say, shout outs to yourself for jumping on the creation session the other week, cooking up some magic with a Mutha, Sixpence, and yeah, and yourself, right? The Sixpence. I'm missing some. No, it was the three of it. No, Kelsey Jean,
Oh,
of
Kelsey, yeah,
course. That was a crazy track that you guys whipped together in 3 hours.
yeah. I heard that beat, and I was just like, holy shit, this is awesome. I just want to go like to a dance party. And then I'm like, yeah, awesome. And then I'm like, oh shit, I've got to write a verse. I've got to like rap on this beat. And I was like, oh crap. I was like, and then I like listened to the past ones. I was like, why don't I get like the soulful hip hop tune? You know? But I actually ended up like, I mean, I love the song for just a piece of music.
Mm.
But then I was like, this is so fun. and it's such a challenge, and I love the way Mutha mixed it as well. Yeah. Hey, my little brother said, "Can I play some music?"
Oh yeah, I'd love to play any of his shit. 1,000,000%.
Well, no, I think he wants to hear that
Oh.
demo that I sent you.
Oh yeah.
So maybe we could play that at the end or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be a great way to wrap it up.
yeah, and look, you missed the start of it, Jack, but about 15 minutes before I was coming on Twitch,
Yeah, set it up again.
Julie was just like, "Oh, have you got anything?" And I was just like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm gonna have like a fun time on Twitch," but then I suddenly felt some pressure, so I just found a couple of verses that I recorded today for like this, just an idea. So nothing as polished as Dave Gillies' masterpiece.
It's fine. It hasn't, what I send to Wrath is not what you hear. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to speak to Wrath, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where the. Well, there's plenty of sources of magic, but he is one of them. He's one of the sources of magic. All right, let's see if we can rip this again. All right, so last time you heard it coming through iTunes, so I'm just going to try that again. Let me know if you can hear this, and then if not, we'll just do the same thing as before, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Coming in 3, 2, 1. Yay, nay?
Nay, I'll just do the old
Cool.
mute.
All right, give me the thumbs up, and I'll play it when you're ready, dude. All right.
Hey. Heavenly spread, ever ready, battery already dead. Pitter patter, sick of the same old chit chatter in bed. Climb the ladder and mind your dreaded head. Nintendo 64, hardcore Zelda in the shed. Can you swear any louder? Eating a clam chowder covered in talcum powder. Running on falcon power, squawking to the phone. On the way home for an hour, walking gets me in the zone until I'm out in her flower. Hold the door, every day I'm closer to more door. The corporate matrix, fake tits and a raw jaw. Condoms literally litter the floor after we explore like blue bottle jellyfish washing up on the shore. Caffeinated all the way to be elevated every day. My girl drinks a latte, she thinks the same way. Otherwise it's like waking up to a bumper K. Bumper all the way to Monterey Bay buffet. Yeah. She wants me to come over, flip the mattress, trading my genetics for her silicone and plastics. Casually cut cactus, kaleidoscopic graphics. I will survive as long as I can hide and write classics. Out for a ride, good time to be alive. Turning to the dark side, letting social slide. Tie-dye, deep fried. Many have been denied because they can't get over their stupidity and pride. Jackie Chan's space program blew up like Shazam. I grew up like a rubber band man trying to expand. Pre-programmed for bass and slow jams. When I left her place, it was wet beavers and dams. My inbox is jammed with pornography. I need a detox from Botox, hottie, and a chiseled body. Homemade lobotomy, double pump the shoddy. I need a coffee, double strength with caramel toffee.
Caramel toffee. With caramel toffee.
Thanks for playing that again, man. Yeah, that was my little brother.
Yeah, fucking shout outs. Junga Crew. Shout outs, Jack. Yeah, I'm happy to play that multiple times. Now I've got it on my iTunes.
No, that's got to be deleted after this.
Every single event or promoter or venue that you approach will already have a copy of this waiting with your face. You've been flagged.
There was a tattoo on Anderson Pack's arm, and it says something like "Don't release music after I die." don't release my music or something,
Yeah, because he wants the
you
last
know,
call.
and yeah, you know, because you know, I wouldn't want to release that because it's just some, you know, a couple of verses that I recorded this morning or
Mm.
whenever this morning. And you know, I want to make it sound great, you know. And you know, imagine, you know, Mac Miller or Anderson .Paak or whoever. Like Mac Miller must have like hard drives, sorry, of stuff
Other
he
people's shit.
started.
Right.
Well, yeah, and you know, and it's just like, and like little bits and pieces that are not anything that like he definitely doesn't want released, but I don't know.
Yeah, man. You know, it's the idea of this show is being grounded in what you're doing. You're planting the seeds. You are you're planting possibilities, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. But you're right. When it comes to presenting things to the world stage, what you want to present is something that has flourished, that has become its own, that has shown its true colors. Right?
Yeah, you know, if you release that song that you played, that last one you played of yours, um, you know, there's nothing in there that I think you would be embarrassed to hear in 20 years' time, 30 years' time, you know.
Mm,
Um, it's yeah, and I think that's the kind of
that's the
thing
aim.
that you want to, yeah, that's the aim, you know, that's the thing you want to listen to, you know. Yeah, yeah.
I hear it. Ruben Maadstork, you've been an incredibly good guest. Also friend, infinitely patient with me. I try and throw you under the bus every time. In my mind, every time you prevail and come through with the goods and continue to help us remain to be grounded. So I appreciate and thank you.
Thank you for having me, Dave. It's always wonderful talking to you. And
Next time it won't be on a Twitch stream, eh?
next time I'll probably say no.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, fuck you. Actually, talk to me.
But no, thanks
Uh,
so much, man. And thanks to my little brother for watching, and
yes,
Samantha and whoever else watched. Thank you very much.
yes. Big shout outs to Samantha as well. Yeah, thanks for anyone who's popped in. You know, there is a follow function that is ultimate. That is what we want to give Dilly Dave to get to affiliate stage with Twitch. That's a desirable outcome for me. So get me to 50 followers. That would be a real nice thing. Aside from that, it queue up codes to get any of your shit mixed and mastered by Wrath, the guy who made this shit that you heard. QR code's right there. Scan it. Get in contact. It's a real
I'm going to
deal.
scan it right now.
Yeah, please do it. Thank you, Samantha, for following. I know you're an avid and dedicated and loyal follower of this stream, and it's forever appreciated. Well, that's it. That's it for another session. Tomorrow we'll be talking at not at, hopefully to. We'll be talking to me to be. An absolute classic and OG. Should be on everyone's data diet. So that's going to be exciting. I don't know what else to tell you. Thank you for dropping by. And
If
stay
you want to learn
grounded.
how to learn the craft, listen to him, I reckon.
As we have, right? We have listened to him many
Yeah.
a time. Oof.
Yeah.
He is all about the master class. I nearly said master ass blaster, and I just did. So
Wow. Yeah, my brain is becoming like sticky goo. The coffee is like completely gone. My tongue is about to like fall out of my mouth.
I feel it, man. I think we're both melting. Anyway, big ups, much love, and catch you all. Ruben, stay here for 1 minute, but everyone else, see you later. Bye.